Alright, our problems 10 and 12. We need to identify the vertex of each parabola, then find the domain and range. Well, the vertex is pretty easy. Vertex, all you're doing is, the vertex is the point where the direction of the graph changes. So it's either going to be the bottom or the top of the graph. In this case, our parabola is opening upwards, so our vertex is right here at the bottom. So we just need to identify that point, and in this case, we're looking at looks like 1, negative 3. 1, negative 3. Okay? Now they're asking you for the domain and range. So I look at the domain. Domain are all my x values. All my x values that make this expression true, or make this parabola true. Well, if you notice, this goes on forever in both the x and the y direction, if you were to extend this graph into infinity. So my domain here is simply all real numbers. And we use the R as the identification of all real numbers. So every number I could think of would be in the domain. That's my x values. Now I look at my range. My range are all my y values. Well, you notice the arrows are going up, but it bottoms out at, what's this lowest y value that you can have? Well, it bottoms out at negative 3. So all the y values that are greater than or equal to negative 3 is my range. Again, range are all y values, all the y coordinates on the graph. So in this case, all y values that are greater than or equal to negative 3 will be considered my range. All right, going to number 12. Here, I again find the vertex. In this case, my vertex is at the top of the graph. So this is the point where it changes direction. So if I identify the ordered pair here, it looks like 4, 8. So my vertex here is 4, 8. All right. Again, considering the x values, if I were to extend this graph to infinity, my x values would continue in both left and right. So again, my domain is going to be all real numbers. All real numbers. There is not one number that I can't plug into the equation for this parabola that would make this an untrue statement. Okay? Now, consider my range. Range, again, are all y values. And at this point, the highest y value is when y is 8. So all the values of y, so all y less than or equal to 8 would be considered my range. All right? So that's domain and range, and that's how you find the vertex looking on the graph.